I'm Gary Craig with Veterans for America First and Veterans for Trump. And I am proud to announce an endorsement for Rebecca Keltie, who is running for House District 16 in the state of Colorado. So, what brings you to this race? I want you to talk to the voters of District 16, a little bit about who you are, what you're going to do when you get into office, what your platform is about, and how they can help.
Well, thank you very much. And nice to meet you. Nice to meet everyone. Again, like you said, my name is Rebecca Keltie. I'm running for Colorado's House of Representatives for House District 16. It's primarily a red district. It's always been a red district. We had kind of a glitch in the last election, and I'm here to correct that glitch. For me, with my experience, my background, I've retired military. I retired from the United States Navy after 21 years. I retired in 2014. With that, I bring, to the table a lot of experience, not just the military, but I was a junior executive for Ross Perot. So, leadership styles and, I learned a lot inside and outside the military. I've worked with the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security. I've worked with Border Patrol, Border Protection, with agencies within that, like TSA and ICE and, FBI and local sheriffs and local police. And, we would do special missions and, getting all that information. It didn't just teach me to be a better leader, but it also gave me an insight of what's actually going on within our country. A lot of people don't see the inside. And I, fortunately, and sometimes unfortunately, have had that experience.
Well,
So,
first off, I want to thank you for your service. And
oh,
what
you're
you
welcome.
said so far is that you don't need on-the-job training. I wasn't
No.
trying to interrupt you, but the beauty of having experience, you see what's really going on. I think that really matters.
It does because it allows you to, hit the ground running, as they say, you know what I mean? And to be able to bring that and maybe even some of my experience can help others who have been in there for a while who haven't had such experience. So I think we can all learn from each other. So, but yeah. And I'm running because, again, like I said, I want to correct a wrong. We have a certain demographic here in HD 16 and actually in El Paso County, and it's a primarily conservative area, and those values are not being represented. And every single day we're ignored, and that can't happen. I consider myself a candidate for the people because I am of the people. I've experienced everything that they have from the, ups and downs, lefts and rights that everyone has gone through. And, I was even a small business owner. I get it, but we need someone in Denver that will actually reflect their real voices, not just guess what people want, actually know what they want and represent it.
Ms. Kelty, that kind of brings me to the next question is when you're in office, what are the main things that are your focus? What's the first thing you're going to do, or what are your three most important points to fix the glitch, as you put it, or to cure the wrongs that are currently going on in your district?
Right, some of the wrongs. Right now they're jamming through. They've been jamming through for the last few years, just crazy bills. And for me, it's kind of revisiting some of that. I've actually written 5 bills so far. Veterans are very important to me. Our veterans in this area, we're in a military town. We've got all these military bases around us. We got, active duty retirees, and a lot of times they're not getting taken care of. We've got a homeless problem. We've got problems within our schools. We've got CRT. We've got, and luckily, I live in a district D11 in Colorado, and we have now almost an all conservative board that are really focusing on parents' rights, protecting the kids and focusing on education, education or appropriate materials, things that are going to actually better everyone. D11, and I helped, I was a part of getting these candidates elected, but their primary goal is to what's best for the kids, the parents, the district, the state, and they took us from, I think it was like we were at 156th, I think, in the state, and in 1 year went to 78. So that shows you right there, the conservative mindset can improve things if we're given a chance. And that's what I hope to do when I get up in Denver. is to actually squeak in there and just bring common sense one can get behind. So
Common sense is not so common anymore. It seems to
no,
be
it's not.
a cliche of the past, but I think that we're finding it used to be hard to be wrong when you state the obvious. And I think that a lot of the America First agenda is stating the obvious, and that's why it rings true with the voters in not just Colorado, not just in my home state of Georgia, but coast to coast. It's a strange thing that we're all experiencing absurdities as a norm for some. One of those is the border that we've seen kind of wide open. And we've been to the border, we've taken candidates to the border, and it's not what the American people think is going on. You're closer to that action. But what I kind of want to just come across my mind is that the schools that have been shut down to house immigrants. Are you seeing that happen in your area or hints of that happening?
Not yet, not yet. But as you know, Colorado for some reason is, whatever happens in Colorado kind of propagates out to the rest of the US. Some of the crazy things that go on here just kind of infect the rest of the United States. And to me that's just wrong. And when you mention the border, that's a great topic to bring up because of my experience with dealing with, working with Border Patrol and Border Protection, I saw firsthand. And a lot of people, they like to focus on, the poor migrants that come and they just want a better life. That's not all that's coming over the
Right,
border. We've got child trafficking, we've got sex
right.
trafficking, we've got drug trafficking, we've got weapons, we've got bad guys coming in from other countries, and just so happen to be all military, all aged males, strong men that they're all here and they all want to go, and they're targeting different cities. And for me, having security in the background, that's a red flag. That's a huge red flag. And we need to know who's coming in, and we have to have control over it. That's just plain and simple. And if you don't want control over it, why not? Why don't you want to know who's coming? You lock your front door every night before you go to bed, not to, protect what's on the outside, but to protect what's on the inside. And that we need to use that same mentality when it comes to our borders. We need to protect our Americans.
Ms. Kelty, those reasons we've been discussing are why we're endorsing you. We endorse America First candidates because nobody else is.
You can go to my website, you can learn more about me, learn my platform, you can ask me questions, you can communicate with me, you can send me an email. On there you can also make a donation. I need donations. The Democrat that I'm looking to unseat, she's a liberal darling of our liberal governor here in Colorado, and they're putting money behind her to keep her there so she can keep pushing these wackadoodle policies. I know how hard people work for their money. I get it. But I need help. So if you can't help with, volunteering to walk or to call or that, if you can just $20, $50, whatever you can afford, however important it is to you to bring back conservative voices and to help our country, help our state. I'm going through the assembly process. So I need people to definitely become delegates in HD 16 and be part of that process, help vote me in through the assembly. And then I also need them in the general. I need everyone to vote. We need all Republicans to vote, but I need everyone to vote so we can change things in the state and hopefully, like I said, in the country.